Hey friends, Dustin here. Today I'm going to share a story from the first international trip that I took on my own. And just to hopefully keep it short, but the backdrop of this was I was 2 months out from moving to Kansas City, transitioning into full-time missions. And instead of being at home and really doing a ton of fundraising, I ended up having an opportunity to go to North Korea. And so, as many of you know, you can't exactly just fly in from Washington, D.C. into North Korea. So I decided I would stay in South Korea for 3 or 4 days. It would kind of be my vacation, it'd be the easy part. And then I would transition, I'd fly into northern China, and then I'd go in with a bunch of strangers, and we would see so much fruit and so many North Koreans come to Jesus. It's funny, I look at it now and I'm like, I'm not that smart. Thank you, Lord, for your mercy and grace and that you use me. But thankfully, it didn't take long for me to catch on to my pride, and basically I landed in South Korea, hopped in a taxi, and about halfway through I realized I don't have enough cash to pay for this. And so I had him drop me off at the subway, gave him basically the rest of my cash, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll just ride the subway. How hard could it be? And I get down to the kiosk, and he even helped me with my stuff. He was super kind and that sort of thing. And I get to this ATM/kiosk, and I reach for my wallet, and my wallet is not there. And yeah, I thankfully have not ever lost something crazy important before, but this just feeling of dread hit me. And so I ran up, he was already gone, checked all my stuff, it was gone. And so naturally I did what any CrossFit athlete, masculine man, missionary for God, ready to be martyred would do. I called my mom. And so needless to say, my mom was not particularly helpful. But the amazing thing to me about this story is basically I'm literally 2 hours into this crazy 6-week adventure. I've failed. I have no wallet. Thankfully I had my passport. I've got this stuff for 6 weeks, but I'm like, am I even gonna make it to my hotel in Korea? And there were so many people that helped me. I was so just moved by Korean culture and people before I even had a chance to minister. I was in this place of just desperate need. And so I literally, after I called my mom, I literally just started asking people for money. And this wonderful lady just came over, could apologize for not speaking English in her country, and then she ran to an ATM and brought me the money. And then I had this other time where I at least had my ticket and I was on my way, and I was literally walking the wrong way. I was going in the wrong door to the as we were transferring or whatever. And this woman's like, "Hey, where are you going?" In English. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm going here." She's like, no, go this way. And I had this moment of should I? But because of that, I ended up at my hotel. And then even the guy, so understanding, he's like, "Hey, you don't have to pay tonight." And then the next morning he let me borrow money, helped me file a police report. And yeah, you'll probably see this has just been a theme in my life and ministry, these times of really genuinely wanting to serve the Lord, but just being met by the Lord's faithfulness, and then people that he just uses to bless me. And so I hope that encourages you today, whatever situation you're in, whatever you're struggling with, if you are if you're genuinely trying, the Lord he sees my feeble efforts, our feeble efforts. And in that place of really wanting to know him, of really wanting to serve him, I really believe he's going to meet you. So I hope that blesses you today.